chief lose his temper and hurriedly wanted to go to Dongbek's bar. Young-sik tried to stop him because thought Dongbek had a connection to the murderer. But the police station chief would not listen. There were two reporters who had come to Dongbek's bar. When she saw them, she quickly invited them to leave. Seeing that the situation seemed unusual, Dongbek's son quickly went to find Young-sik. Not knowing why the boy put his trust in Young-sik, the boy asked Young-sik to protect his mother. When Young-sik came to stop the two reporters from bothering Dongbek, he found out that she was the remaining witness to the previous series of murders. But Dongbek really didn't want to get involved in this matter because they had also come here that day. The police had been stationed here for a whole month just because she was a witness, making no one dare to come to her shop. Seeing her little child without any new toys to play with made her heart ache, so she decided to have nothing to do with them anymore. She chased away all the police and reporters. She just wanted to have a peaceful life, earning money to raise her son. Compared to being noticed by the killer, not being able to earn money to raise her child was even scarier. After hearing her story, Young-sik no longer hesitated to stand up and stop the two reporters. He even threatened them that if they didn't leave, he would smash their cameras. To thank Young-sik for his help earlier, Dongbek sat down with him and drank some wine by the river. It turned out that she had only caught a glimpse of the killer's back, but hearing that made Young-sik scared. Dongbek asked the police chief to keep this a secret because she didn't want people around her to see her son as the son of an unlucky woman, because everyone who met her had always said that she was very unlucky and that her life would never be happy. Whatever was said for a long time became true, making her think that what they said might be her fate. Young-sik immediately dismissed everything because to him, she was better than anything else in the world. His adorable naivety was really heartwarming. Even though he had been rejected by Dongbek many times, Young-sik still did not give up. He still took her home. He even showed her the strange writing. This made Dongbek very surprised. In order to take this opportunity to protect the person he loved, Young-sik stood up and took responsibility to protect Dongbek and her son. This made Dongbek feel very embarrassed. Right now, Dongbek's ex-lover was still waiting outside. Ever since he found out he had another son, he remembered Dongbek more. Since the past, the name Dongbek had always been deeply imprinted in his mind. Just like that, he did not hesitate to go to Dongbek's restaurant to eat like someone who had been starving for a week. Moreover, he even pretended to remind her to take care of her son and not let her son starve because of her love and dating. Seeing her burn hand, he was so worried that he panicked. It was obvious that he still had feelings for her. This will become an obstacle in the love story of Young-sik and Dongbek. However, this policeman does not know anything. To express long-standing admiration, Young-sik also brought a pen and paper to ask for an autograph of Dongbek's ex-lover. Because this is Young-sik's idol, he also added some crazy cheering dance moves. Moreover, he conveniently asked to take a picture with his idol. Dongbek already thought he was not normal, but now she sees him as crazy. Dongbek's ex-lover thinks Young-sik is very rustic and was about to criticize him, but Dongbek responded. She said that was his charm. Young-sik was very moved when he heard that. For Young-sik, the relationship between him and Dongbek also progressed a bit. In the dark night, the female pub employee had just returned from a bath, but she carelessly went to sleep without locking the door. She was carelessly scrolling on her phone, completely unaware of the dangerous shadow behind her. The next morning, Young-sik and the station chief went to check the writing again, but it had been erased and could no longer be seen. He planned to hide Dongbek so she wouldn't panic, but she found out in the end. Because was so worried about her, Young-sik didn't hesitate to scold the police chief repeatedly. His obviousness made the police chief realize that he liked Dongbek. Then they went to find her landlord to review the security camera footage. Unexpectedly, he was stingy, so all of those were fake. The camera was just for show. Even the police were stumped. There was a man here who, although he was very upset when he found out he had a child, kept following the boy. This man probably still had humanity. He used the excuse of visiting his old school and kept caring for his son. He knew that the boy refused to go to China for training because the boy was afraid that mother would spend too much money. That made his fatherly instincts rise. The feeling of guilt and sympathy for his son urged him to want to make it up to his son. Plus, seeing that the boy's strengths, habits, and interests were exactly like his, he felt even more guilty. This made him spend money to sponsor Dongbek's son to go to China. At this time, Young-sik also heard this. He probably understood part of the story. Dongbek knew the story and felt even more heartbroken because her son was too understanding, making her feel like a helpless mother. But the biggest concern now was not Dongbek's ex-lover, but that evil murderer. The words in Dongbek's shop were burned black, proving that the murderer had snuck in here. Fearing that Dongbek would be in danger, Young-sik followed her all day, which made her a little uncomfortable. Dongbek was afraid of the rumors from the wives in the neighborhood. Seeing that Dongbek kept avoiding him just because of the rumors in the neighborhood, Young-sik was very angry. He continued to confess his feelings, saying that if she was afraid of rumors he would declare to the whole world that he really liked her. Moreover, she was his pride. Dongbek had never heard these words before. Her life has always been someone's shame, even her ex-lover. He was also hesitant to walk next to her, but this police officer kept shouting this. Unlike the silly Young-sik in the neighborhood, everyone was annoyed with her. This vegetable seller even sold her vegetables at a higher price than normal people. Of course, this made Young-sik extremely upset. He blamed the neighbors for her, but Dongbek stopped him from meddling anymore. She didn't want to hear them say she was a fox who seduced him. Hearing this, Young-sik was extremely angry. He rushed off to deal with this matter by himself. Meanwhile, his mother was proudly telling the neighbors that my son was flirting with a female lawyer. Suddenly Young-sik came over and shouted that Dongbek didn't seduce him. He was the one who seduced her. Even though these women told him to stop and run away, Young-sik didn't understand. He shouted even louder that the person he liked was Dongbek. At this time, Young-sik's mother also came out, surprising both him and Dongbek. Only now did Dongbek know that her first and only friend was Young-sik's mother. Only after his stupid confession did he have to endure his mother's anger. Dongbek felt that she had lost her rare friend, so she sat down and drank alone sadly. Unexpectedly, her ex-lover came over at this time, and he questioned her why she opened a pub. Dongbek remembered when she was still living with him. Because of his compliments, she chose to open a pub. Selling a bottle of wine made her 3,000 won. To earn money to raise her child, she would do any lowly job. This made him even more heartbroken, and it could be seen that he truly loved her. And he sincerely hopes that she can live better than she does now, because she deserves a better life. He was feeling sad at the door of the pub when he accidentally met Young-sik again. Seeing Young-sik, he warned Young-sik not to tease Dongbek anymore. This made Young-sik a little upset. Going inside, Young-sik saw Dongbek was very sad. She told him that she felt very ashamed. When she was in school, she was the only orphan. Now she is also the only single mother in this town. She had a failed life when her son had to worry about 480,000 won. Dongbek felt humiliated. Hearing these things, Young-sik was very heartbroken. He kept cheering her up. Thanks to Young-sik's comforting words, Dongbek could no longer hold back and burst into tears. No one had ever said those words to her before. She had no faith in anyone. Young-sik said that he was different from her lover. He would never let her and her son cry. Young-sik's heartfelt confession really touched Dongbek's heart. She said that if he kept doing that, she would like him. What should she do then? At this moment, Young-sik was so agitated that he couldn't say anything. Maybe in real life, there really is someone who is willing to become a miracle for another person. It was very difficult for Young-sik to confess to Dongbek, and their relationship was a little better when the next obstacle appeared. Both of them looked happy. Dongbek's son did not hesitate to ask Young-sik, "If you liked my mother, right? If you did, then don't come to my mother's pub anymore, because I hated all men who liked my mother." The reason was that even though those men said they liked his mother, no one dared to stand up for his mother when their wives came to see them. Even the father was the same. No one thought these words would come from a boy who was only 7 years old. His premature maturity made adults feel heartbroken. Young-sik said that he was not like them. He would do things his own way. But this was not easy. The mother-in-law and daughter-in-law relationship was probably an eternal problem. Seeing the son she had raised with great difficulty now falling in love with a single mother. Moreover, the gossipy neighbors made Young-sik's mother even more troubled. Dongbek herself was also very troubled. Although she and Young-sik had never had anything going on, now it was even more impossible for anything to happen. It was also because in the past she had also experienced such a feeling. That was the feeling of being hated by the mother of the person she loved. Thinking back to when she was in love with her ex-lover, she had also met his mother. Because she was an orphan and not good or talented in any way, so her ex-lover's mother used the worst words to make Dongbek stop following this woman's son. To this woman, Dongbek was like a parasitic creature. That's what haunted Dongbek until now. But Young-sik is not like her ex-lover. No matter how much his mother scolded or threatened him, he still loved and protected Dongbek. His mother asked him to stay away from her for 2 months before he knew his true feelings. But he argued with his mother that he couldn't do what she said. For the past 30 years, his mother had always let him do what he wanted, so this time he asked her to let him do what he wanted for once. He then ran away before his mother could beat him. His mother cried in anger. Dongbek always thought that she was the one who carried bad luck with her. But a few years ago, thanks to luck, she narrowly escaped death. It turned out that she had known the last victim of that series of murders. That day, Dong-baek went to get a beauty treatment. Because she was in the infrared machine, she did not know that during those 7 minutes of beauty treatment, a murder had taken place right next to her. When the murderer was about to leave, he discovered Dong-baek, but fortunately, the door of the beauty machine could not be opened at that time. The fire alarm suddenly rang, causing the murderer to run away in shock. But that year, the news that she was a living witness spread everywhere, which was the reason why the murderer came back to harm her. Because he was worried about her, even though was beaten by Mother Young-sik, still secretly followed her home to protect her safety. He suddenly heard a strange sound. He chased after the person hiding in the dark. Finally, he caught a strange person. This woman gave her 7-year-old daughter a bag of clothes, cakes, and milk. Then the mother told the daughter not to say her name if anyone asked. That was how Dong-baek's mother abandoned her decades ago. But 27 years later, her mother suddenly appeared at the police station, causing the wound in her heart to bleed again. If her mother abandoned her in the past, then she should abandon her mother now. Dong-baek said she didn't know this person and turned away. Unexpectedly, just as she was about to leave, this woman urinated right in the police station. So after all these years of abandoning Dong-baek, she suffered from a degenerative neurological disease. Not knowing what to do, Dong-baek took her mother to the bus station. She still couldn't sympathize with her mother. She was also a mother. Before just leaving her son alone for 10 minutes made her tremble with fear. Why did her mother abandon her all these years? Thinking of that, Dong-baek left her mother there and left. But she herself was a good person. She couldn't abandon her mother, so she brought her mother back to her house. In just a week of staying with her mother, Dong-baek knew how her mother had lived all these years. Even though her mother had lost memory to the point of being stupid, her mother still got up every day to clean the house and then said goodbye to her. That was the habit of maids. Today, her mother called Dong-baek over and gave her money. Just a very small amount of money, but told her to take it to buy a house. Dong-baek still didn't know how to treat her mother. Today was Dong-baek's birthday, but she didn't seem interested in it. She still went to work at the pub and even brought her mother along. This became the topic of gossip among the neighbors. Only Young-sik's mother still tried his best to protect Dong-baek. Dong-baek was a strong woman. Perhaps that was what moved Young-sik's mother. But Dong-baek didn't think so. The appearance of her absent-minded mother once again highlighted her unhappiness. It made her feel that she didn't deserve happiness, especially happiness with a good person like Young-sik. At this time, Young-sik brought a lot of things for the elderly. He ran to Dong-baek's shop and said he missed her, making the people in the shop think he was crazy. However, his kindness and goodness made Dong-baek even more unwilling to fall deeper into this feeling. She didn't want a good person like him to fall into a bomb crater like her. Dong-baek used the most heartless words to cut off Young-sik's feelings. She even heartlessly rejected his feelings outright. Perhaps it really hurt him, so he left immediately. At this point, Dong-baek had truly lost hope for a happy future. She didn't have the courage to give herself a happy life because she felt guilty about herself. Everyone loves their birthday, but she hates it. Her birthday was supposed to be in winter, but instead it was summer, because that was the day her mother abandoned her at the orphanage. Her complaints really touched her mother's heart. At this time, Dong-baek's mother suddenly said that I would do everything my daughter needed to do for my daughter, and then I would leave. Even so, Dong-baek still could not forgive her mother. It was her birthday, but Dong-baek considered it an unlucky day. But it was not only her bad luck. Dong-baek's landlord accidentally took the pub waitress out one day, but the girl found out his weakness and threatened him many times. This made him have to see a psychologist. Too upset, he went to Dong-baek's pub again, got drunk, and grabbed her hand. Young-sik saw this act of harassment by the landlord. Young-sik got angry and rushed over to kick the landlord, then jumped in and grabbed his hair and punched him. In the end, the two of them rushed to fight. Dong-baek could only stand to the side in fear. The fight also came to an end. It was unclear who won and who lost. The landlord only saw a tooth broken, so Young-sik was taken to the police station. At the police station, both of them still couldn't be at peace. In order to protect Dong-baek's honor, even though was about to go to jail, Young-sik still didn't say a word. At the pub, Dong-baek was also very worried about Young-sik. She was thinking about whether to go to the station to explain for him when she saw a strange arrow on the floor. Following it, Dong-baek felt like she was lost in a fairy garden. Knowing that Dong-baek wouldn't like her birthday, so Young-sik threw a real birthday party. He even left a note saying that from now on, he would make every day her birthday. What he did moved Dong-baek deeply. Seeing her mother go upstairs, she could only blame her in tears. It was because of her mother